Okay, guys, I'm still alive. I know, I have some explaining to do. But what's going on, guys? Welcome to day 10? I guess this is technically going to be 8, 9, and 10. And no, I didn't forget about this challenge. No, I didn't abandon it or anything. You can blame my phone for me not having vlogs the past few days. Because, well, I guess in the long run it was actually my fault. But for the past few days, like every time I tried recording a video on my phone, it wouldn't save, and I couldn't figure out why. Like I'd record like a 5-10 minute video, I'd go to check afterwards, and it wouldn't be there. Like it wouldn't say like, oh, your video wasn't saved or anything. It would be like, hey, the recording's done, but it's nowhere to be found, and I couldn't figure out why. And a little while ago, I think I figured out the issue. So a few days ago, I ended up taking the SD card out of my phone. I don't remember why, but I ended up putting it back in afterwards. I guess I wanted to do something with the SD card, and when I put it back in, I guess my phone didn't like realize that it was back in because it didn't change the save settings to the SD card. And there's like virtually no space left on my actual phone storage because it came with very little. I had to get an SD card, or I basically like wouldn't be able to put any music or games or anything on my phone because it like only came with enough to be like, okay, it turns on. That's it. So it was like trying to, I assume at this point that it was trying to save the videos to the phone, and it realized there wasn't enough space, so it's just, I guess, deleted them. I'm not really sure what happened to the videos, and I guess there's no way to recover those if they never existed anymore. I don't know. Hopefully this one will actually record. I did a little test recording and everything seemed to be fine, so crossing our fingers, guys. So I don't know why it never occurred to me to just like do a vlog with my webcam explaining the issues. I'm not very smart, basically. The past few days, like, all my free time on my computer has been spent working, either playing Kingdom Hearts, like preparing for the Let's Play, or trying to figure out how I'm going to record it, because I've had issues with that. But everything seems to be working out fine, and last night I actually did my first practice recording for Kingdom Hearts. And for you loyal Team Caterpie subscribers who watch my vlogs daily, I'm going to give you a little treat, and you guys are going to be included in an exclusive group of people who are going to get to see this practice recording. Now, this isn't going to be like the final version that's uploaded when I start the Let's Play, because I'm going to re-record it once Emerald ends. And I'm doing this to try to teach myself how to commentate over Kingdom Hearts footage, or this kind of style of game. You know, when to talk, when to not, and it's a lot different in Pokemon, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. So I figured just doing these practice runs to like work out any kinks beforehand would be good. So down in the description will be a link to the exclusive practice part 1. And when I do part 2 of this practice Let's Play, I will also let you guys know, and you can watch that as well. So feel special, because besides you guys, just a few friends of mine are getting to see this, so it's a very exclusive group. But yeah, you know, when a lot of times I hear like diets are like hardest the first week when you're trying to break your habits and everything. For me, it's been harder the past few days. Like the first week was a lot easier compared to the past few days when now the temptations are really starting to hit me, and I'm like, I just got interrupted by a phone call with my grandmother calling me to tell me to watch out for rattlesnakes because, yeah, snakes are out, and I'm not super excited about that because I don't like snakes. I'm deathly afraid of snakes. I found a rattlesnake in my room last year. That was terrifying. Unfortunately, most of the time I have to keep my door open because my cats go in and out, and I don't want to lock them out or lock them in because they pitch a fit when they're locked in, especially at night. Arrgh, I hate my cats sometimes. Anyways, what was I talking about? We're at the bottom of the hill now, so I'm just gonna sit down while I'm talking to you guys. Take a little break. I just realized I actually forgot my water, so I'm a little upset about that, but I found it harder, like, the past few days, like, getting up the motivation to go out and walk and, eat healthy. Like, last night my grandmother came home, she's like, hey, guess what I got you for dinner? I'm like, what did you give me for dinner? Chicken nuggets. Just I made it 8 days without chicken nuggets, guys. I was as strong as I could be. And I still haven't had any soda in like 2 weeks now. So I'm proud of myself about that. But yeah, you know, the first week was a lot easier than the past few days have been for me. You know, I have gone out and walked every day, and I've been eating less. You know, I had, for dessert last night, I had fruit. And one of the things I was going to talk about a few days ago in a vlog that will never be is I think one of the reasons that, well, I know like one of the reasons when I was younger, when I started to get overweight and I started to develop like really bad eating habits, is that we were didn't have a lot of money when I was younger. Like my parents, we were a relatively poor family, and my parents are to a certain extent. Like here's a little bit of my personal life: is that right now my parents are actually homeless and living in a homeless shelter. So that's wonderful. But besides that, when I was younger, we didn't have a lot of money, we didn't have a lot of food and stuff, and every other week when my dad would get paid and my mom would go shopping and she'd bring home, the special treats like the hot dogs and the chicken nuggets and the stuff like that, it would be like really special, and I started to get like really territorial over my food because we rarely ever had this special stuff, and I wanted it all to myself, and I'm still kind of like that because I don't like to share food at all. Like if I'm cooking something and you come and take some, I'm just like, fuck off. It is my food. I don't like to share. I was never taught to share as a kid. But I hear voices. Where am I hearing voices from? One second. I don't know where these voices are coming from, and it's really making me paranoid. But now, like that whole vlogging in public fear is starting to come back to me. Even though I'm not technically in public, and someone is like invading my space right now, so I don't like this. But that's a habit I've really been trying to break for a long time. Is like that territorial thing. And it's like when we got these, I just got so excited. I had to eat it all up before anybody else got to it. So I kind of got in a habit of like when we had hot dogs, I would just like eat as many as I could, or when my mom brought home fried chicken, I'd eat as much as I could, just so like I would feel like it's rare, and I want to get as much of it as possible because I didn't know when I'd have it again. And that's a habit I've been trying to have a break for a long time. Like I do eat less now. Like when I was younger, whenever we had hot dogs, 4 or 5 hot dogs, and now I'm down, like maybe 2 to 3 hot dogs at most. I usually don't eat more than three. Usually two is what I'll eat, and I've been just trying to break that habit of like I don't have to be territorial anymore, and I don't have to just like eat up as much as I can because I won't have it anymore. But when I was like that for 17 years when I was living with my parents, it's hard to just break that trend all of a sudden. You're not used to that. Just all of a sudden, like you can just have whatever you want because it'll always be here, kind of thing. But whenever something new and exciting comes in, I'm like, I must have it. I must eat it. But at least I was also that way with like fruits and stuff and healthy foods. I was also really territorial with that kind of food. But that is how I ended up kind of getting overweight, and it's really hard to break that habit. Um, and I've been struggling with that a lot, like trying to break that habit of like being territorial and just like eating as much of it as I can, just be like, it's mine, no one else can have it because I need it because we never have it. It's really hard, and the fact that like my parents never really monitored what I ate or never really made me go outside and play or anything also probably really helped and didn't really help. So when I was younger, I just developed all these bad habits that my parents like passed down to me, and all of a sudden I'm like, I have to completely change my life because this isn't a good lifestyle I'm living. It's not easy. It's really, really rough. And I'm sorry if like most of the time I realize when I'm editing these, I'm like never looking towards the camera a lot. I'm just kind of like browsing the scenery, and that annoys me so much. I'll try to look at the camera more often. I'm sorry. I want this to feel personal. I want you guys to like feel like you can look into my eyes and we can have that special connection. But I'm doing it again. I'm just automatically looking up. But yeah, the past few days have been really hard. Trying to keep on like the schedule of like going out and walking and not eating as much. But I'm trying, and I know eventually it'll get easier. But for some reason, the first week was a lot easier than the second week has been so far. So that's really weird. But yeah, day not 8, 9, and 10. I'm really sorry about missing the past few days, guys. It was a combination of me and my phone being incredibly stupid, but we will continue this adventure together, and hopefully you guys haven't gave up either. None of you guys got to update me on your progress. Like if you're doing this challenge with me, was the first week the hardest? Is it getting easier or harder for you? I want to know that kind of stuff. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 11. One cat, two cat, three cat. Hey guys, what's going on? Dusty, Bandit, Buster, Faster! That's not my cat, by the way. That's my grandmother's cat. What are you doing? You're making the dirt a mess. The dirt is perfectly organized, and you just stop that. Bandit, stop him. Oh, okay, Bandit's coming to take action. Here we go. It's the big confrontation. And Bandit wimped out. GG, Bandit. GG.